Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Death Ray here, and I've got a little mishap with the movie there, so I'm going to pause it. welcome to, hey, this is the very first movie date with Davey and you, because, Kate's got a really sweet pool date with one of her good friends, Amber, which is awesome. It's really important that we not only have fun together, but that we're able to still go off and do our own thing and find fulfillment elsewhere as well. So I'm really excited. I've got the headphones on. I've got the movie right here. We'll be able to, keep up with everyone in the chat. Also, you guys threw out a whole bunch of different titles of movies that you were interested in seeing me watch this weekend. I checked around and really Zombieland was the only one that was on one of the main platforms. So I went for that because I want accessibility. If you guys want to hop in and watch the movie with me, I want it to be on a platform that, people, I would say are more likely to have. So whereas the other movies, would have had to pay for those. And then I don't know if you guys have physical copies, but anyways, this is just the most accessible. Also, it came out in 09, in October of 09. So, it's one of those movies that's having a 15-year anniversary this year. And I don't think I've seen it. Maybe it was like 2010 or 2011 the last time that I saw this movie. I saw it shortly after it came out on, DVD way back when. So I really enjoyed it, but it's been a while and I'm excited to watch it with you guys. And I guess it's only fitting that we start a movie date with Davey and you, because I'm going to start doing live watch parties of these Tales from the Crypt episodes that I've been reviewing, which I'm really excited about. I didn't plan on doing that, but a couple of people mentioned that they wanted more. One of our brand new subscribers that just found us through the Tales from the Crypt review said he wanted to see a commentary. And then Tyler Adams, who you guys see pop in here all the time, he was like, man, I wanted like all the spoilers. And I'm like, well, the show's only 25 minutes long, so I don't want to make a 12-minute video and just tell everything about the plot. But in a watch party, everything is on the table. So yeah, let's catch up with everyone in the chat here. I hope you guys are doing great. I can't believe it. There's 11 people in here. I know that we've been doing the movie dates, later on in the evening on Saturdays. But actually, I just started using this website called vidIQ, and it just sort of helps you, with your content on YouTube. It's really, really awesome. It does cost a little bit of money. It's really not that bad. But, they help you out with kind of grading your titles and your thumbnails. They think my thumbnails are great. They don't really like my titles. And then they let you know like when on any given day is a good time to drop a video or go live. So really appreciate you guys jumping in here. I want to say what's up to everyone. I've been blahing for 4 minutes now. So Raymond Malaber is in the chat saying, hey, Davey, time to nut up or shut up and find some Twinkies. Oh yeah, gotta get them damn Twinkies. And don't forget to double tap. Ryan Swayze says, hey everyone, I'm so glad there's a live stream today. I feel like Saturdays tend to be slow days for YouTube. Yeah, speaking of the vidIQ thing, on Saturdays, YouTube is like, drop a video at 6 a.m. That's when they want you to start dropping stuff. Everyone's saying what's up to each other. This guy, Davey Death Ray, don't know who he is. Ryan Swayze says, are you going to see Alien Romulus, Raymond? Ooh, catch it on Blu-ray or streaming. There it is. Yeah, I really want to see Alien Romulus, but man, there's so many movies. It is so expensive. In my interview with Frank from Frank's Media and Reviews, he had mentioned that Regal Movie Pass. The only thing that's kind of a bummer is everything's so spread out here in the Phoenix area. The closest Regal to where Kate and I live is about 40 minutes away. And relatively speaking, that's not even that far. It's just, it's just the traffic. So geez, if this were my full-time job, if doing YouTube was my full-time job, absolutely, I would do that. I'd drive out there every day and watch a movie, but it's really tough because that's an hour and a half of your day that's spent just in the car, right? So, doesn't really fit my whole thing. So yeah, I really want to see Alien Romulus in the theater for sure. Yeah, Ryan's got his IMAX tickets. That's awesome. What's happening, Necro? Great to see you in the chat. We got Jamie Hart. What am I buttoning up? Do you really want to know? Oh, no. I'm just so this morning woke up and Kate and I, we grind our cats' food. So we give them they eat a raw chicken diet, and today was grind day. Yesterday would have been grind day, but we were both pretty busy. Kate and I had some stuff planned in the early evening, both of us. So just weren't able to do it last night. So woke up this morning, took care of that. It's kind of a project, raw stuff everywhere, raw chicken parts. And so, you prepare the food, you clean up everything. And then I wanted to clean myself up a little bit. And of course, put together this really snazzy background that you guys see here and all that kind of fun stuff. So, and then I can't remember who it is that keeps on asking me. I don't know if it's Medley Man talking about doing a stream stoned. Well, I know sometimes on the movie date with Davey and Kate live watch parties, I might hit the pen a couple times, but let's get really stony this time and see how it goes. Okay. What's happening, Gene? Great to see ya. Nicholas McMath, I'm doing great. There are 6 likes already. That's awesome. Well, we have 12 people in here now, so hopefully there are more likes now, Nicholas. Zub Zero, great to see you back in here, Zub. Really like having you in the chat, man. Yo dickhead and dickheadettes. What's happening, Gavin? Great to see you. That reminds me, guys, I've been terrible at thanking the Patreon members. I think I put the card here and everything, and I'm still sort of figuring out a good way to put a card in front of every video. Maybe throw some music and stuff in there, just so at the beginning of every pre-recorded video and every live stream, we're giving a proper shout out to those folks over on Patreon. So it's Gavin Mud Nelson here, Andrew Stevens, Antonis Andriotis, Trisha McMasters, and Medley Man are our Patreon members here, and really appreciate you guys. I think the Patreon content has been lacking. That's just me being honest with myself, and I think it's amazing that you guys are sticking around. So one thing I want to do, we are so close to unlocking YouTube memberships, guys. We're like 60 hours. It's like public view hours. That's the last metric I need to fill. I need to have 3,000 of those, and we're just about 60 away, and then we'll be able to unlock memberships. And for my Patreons, like I want to, I'm going to gift you guys memberships. I believe I can have a certain amount that I can gift every month. So I want to gift you guys some memberships and then come up with some really fun content. And of course, with the Tales from the Crypt pre-recorded episodes, you guys are going to get those early over on Patreon. So if you want those are going to be there early. And then I'm going to figure out something exclusive to do, whether it's the membership over here or the Patreon subscribers. So just wanted to give a shout out to those folks, because I feel like I've been lacking in putting a spotlight on the people that are, putting some money back into what we're doing here at the show. And every little bit helps. I mean, just showing up in the chat, hanging out, and contributing here with one another and being part of the community is certainly enough. I don't expect anything else from you guys, but it is awesome when people go above and beyond. And I definitely want to acknowledge that. And I could definitely be better at acknowledging that. Jamie says, of course I have a copy of this. I have an addiction and probably need an intervention. Well, if you do, you should check out the interview. You were there for late night, weren't you, Jamie? Yeah, just, all about it. Frank and I talked about that a little bit, the addiction of it. Collecting is a total addiction. And I think I'm more like, I love movies. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love movies. I was way hotter on collecting movies in my 20s and early 30s. I worked at a record store in Juneau, Alaska, so I could get, when people brought in used stuff, I had first dibs on that. And then I got a nice discount and I could special order anything. So I was getting all sorts of fun Criterion kind of stuff back in the DVD heyday of the early to mid aughts. And yeah, really cooled down on that, though. Vinyl is my big collecting passion right now. What's happening? Cody Snyder. I love when our guy Cody can jump in here. Absolutely love it. Are you on the road right now, Cody, or are you at home? I'm always interested to know where you at. All right. I'm out right now, but gotta say, hey, really appreciate that, Tyler. Yeah, man. Well, hopefully you can make the Tales from the Crypt watch party tomorrow. I believe that's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern. I have to double check though. But yeah, guys, we're going to do watch parties for those Tales from the Crypt episodes. I know that they're a little less accessible, but I thought it would be fun based on the feedback we got from the, review. And it would be cool to jump into all the spoilers and just really talk about everything there. So hell yeah. Nicholas says, Davey, I'm glad you're streaming right now. I need the stream. My day so far has been rough. I'm sorry to hear that, Nicholas. You know, something I've been thinking about lately, just, going through some of the stuff I went through earlier in the summer and, seeing friends that are going through tough times. It's, I think, an important thing to remember, guys. And, gonna get on my little shoebox size soapbox here. um, it's important to remember that I think life is relatively tough for everyone, right? So I think that's something really important to remember, whether or not you're, I think sometimes we can be like, oh, if only I had like this or that, or if I had these things, if I had more money, if I had like a big house, if I was able to like hang out by the pool or go take trips to Mexico or wherever, like I would be happy. Like that would bring fulfillment. And maybe it would. That would be a really simple solution. But I also think like some of the times when, you think about people that, that really do have a lot. Like I think about the people, not that I necessarily feel sorry for them, but you think about people that are, millionaires. They have problems that I'll probably never know about and never have to experience, but they have, everyone's got rough moments in their lives. And I think life is relatively tough for everyone. I'm sorry that you've been having a rough day. And I think this is a great movie to kind of help you, reach a hand out and pull you out of that hole, because Zombieland is really, really fun at heart. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, Nicholas. Really appreciate that. Stormy and rainy day there in is it Western New York, Jamie? I'm so grateful you're streaming. That's awesome. I'm happy to be here too. Yeah, it does get better, guys. And I think, an important thing to remember is like when you are going through a tough time. I have a cat hair on the microphone. Yeah, my cat is all over my stuff. When you are going through a tough time, I think it's important to remember that it's not the only thing. And I think it's a really good time, even if you have to sit down with a piece of paper and just write down the things that you're thankful for and grateful for, a person's name in your life. Maybe something in your life that is going really well, even though maybe other things seem like they're off the rails. I know that when I've had tough times this summer, particularly, coming here and hanging out with you guys, is a really healthy escape. I was able to break away from the reality. And of course it's still there and you have to deal with it and everything. You can't just run away forever, but it is nice to have a break. And it's nice to remember that, the serious stuff going on in your life isn't the only thing. There's so much more to life. Absolutely. Yeah, I hope so too, Nicholas. We're here for you, man. So, you can, as John says in Day of the Dead, which is my favorite zombie film of all time, he says, let go of what you got now. And I love that phrase. I think sometimes you just gotta let go of what you got and, let us lift you up here in a tough time. Absolutely. What's happening, Eli Cortez, our guy, Eli? I'm going to be thanking this guy for years because we have 93 episodes of Tales from the Crypt to get through. So it's going to be a good 2-year run there covering these episodes. And Eli sent me the first 4 seasons on DVD. So I'm going to be talking about Eli for a really long time. And I got an email from Eli yesterday that was like, hey, man, another something is coming for you with a tracking number. Eli, you are so sweet and, so giving and gracious. So happy to have you here as a subscriber and a member of the community, man. Really appreciate it. Confident you'll go to 1K by the end of the year. Man, I hope so. I really hope. I think that we can pull something out here in August, guys. I think we can do it. Like I believe that we can hit 1K this August. Putting out the videos with the vidIQ stuff has really been helping out as far as traction on the videos lately. And I've got some really fun late night with the Davey stuff. Guys, I'm pretty much booked all the way through September. I have one date. I have the 18th of September is the only date that I have to fill. But coming up on Late Night with the Davey, we have Kyle Curtis Flett from Flett's Movies and Pop Culture 13 coming up this next week. Then I've got Garrett from Born to Be Rad the following week. Then I've got Jake from Killjoy Jake. I love that guy's channel. He's going to be on Late Night on the 21st. Then we've got Cody Leach, our guy, Cody Leach. Wow. Closing out August on the 28th. That is the exact 15th anniversary of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I am a massive fan of that movie, and I know Cody is as well. So we will talk about that film, but I also want to talk to Cody about like music and some other stuff that he doesn't always talk about, on other streams or on his channel. So, man, and then going into September, we've got Mel from My Killer Podcast. We've got That Horror Couple. And guys, this one's big for me. I just locked in Jared Bankins for Late Night with the Davey on September 11th. That's Wednesday, September 11th, 10 p.m. Eastern. You know Jared Bankins from the Twisted Metal TV show. He is also in an upcoming film. It actually was technically released back in 2023. It's called Off Ramp, and it's getting rave reviews right now. It's about from what I'm gathering from the synopsis, is about a couple juggalos making their way to the gathering of the juggalos. And I shit you not, I'm not by any means a juggalo myself. That was a huge movement when I was in high school. ICP came out and kind of blew up at that time in the late 90s. And so, I've read all these reviews though, where people are saying, I can't believe that a movie about juggalos going to the gathering of juggalos is like making me think about being a better person. So it's been getting these awesome reviews. It's coming out the week before Jared's going to get on the show. And if you guys have been following the channel for a while, or if you've been poking around on the videos we have here, you know that I put together a video where I fan cast Jared Bankins as Freddy Krueger. I think he would be an excellent Freddy. He's the exact same age that Robert was when Robert started playing the role. And Jared, while certainly a great actor, who is working and active, he isn't on the tips of everyone's tongue. And I think it's really important with a role like Freddy Krueger that we don't cast somebody that's, an established household name. I think the role should bring them the accolades. I don't think we should be bringing in somebody to play Freddy that we are all familiar with. I think that's just going to put a weird stain and odd, expectations on it. Anyways, really big stuff coming here. I've been blah, blah, blahing for 18 minutes, and I'm going to say what's up to everybody in the chat. Yeah, let's see here. Jamie says, if you're partaking of the green, I will too after I'm done eating. All right, here we go. About to hit some right now. There we go. I'm guessing you're talking about the green. Yep, dickettes. Dicks and dickettes. Jamie Hart says she collects movies, coins, and shoes. Well, what woman doesn't collect shoes, right? You wouldn't be a woman if you didn't collect shoes, I would imagine. Even a lot of guys collect shoes nowadays because they're like baseball cards or comics. Cody is working in Council Bluffs, Iowa, pretty much Omaha, Nebraska. Ooh, so you're in the land of 311, Cody. I love it. I like 311. Not every single song. I do think that 311's like pretty silly. But also I don't take it too seriously. I just think they're kind of fun. I don't usually like party music necessarily, but yeah. Raymond says, since I live alone, I'm trying to make my living room into a horror den, but I don't have much items except some posters. Well, Raymond, there are tons of physical media collectors out there on YouTube. I'm sure, you probably already, subscribe or watch some of their videos. But yeah, you can get some ideas of, what you could put up in there. And even like, just go to like there's gotta be a Spirit Halloween store or something near you. I would say like pop in one of those. You could probably find some, like every time I go there, I find some really cool stuff that I've never seen before. Eli says, put it this way, the past is history, the future is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Hell yeah, Eli. Exactly. You gotta let go of what you got. You gotta allow yourself to be lifted up when you're having a tough time. And I think that's an important thing too, just to remember that you deserve happiness, right? I mean, don't be a shithead, but you deserve happiness. Absolutely. You guys are great. I love this shit. I love it. Human beings define their reality through suffering and misery. The perfect world was a dream that your primitive cerebrum kept trying to wake up from, which is why the Matrix was redesigned to do this. Nice little quote there. All right. Glad I found such a welcoming community of people. Oh, yeah. You got it, Nicholas. We're here for you, man. Tyler, I don't know if I'm getting a P.O. box soon. I will. I don't. Yeah. No one cared. No. Eli is very sweet in sending me some stuff. If it ever got to the point where, a handful of people are like, hey, we want to send you some things, then maybe I'd consider getting a P.O. box. Just another expense though, right? So I'm doing great, Gene. Hope you're doing well. Also, 11 likes. That's amazing. What's happening, Dynamite Tiger? How you doing, man? Been a while. We are going to get going with the movie, guys. I'm so sorry that I'm just taking forever. Sometimes I just have to bask in your guys' company, right? I walk around the house talking to the cats a lot, and lately, not only talking to them, but singing Huey Lewis and the News to them because I'm on this Huey Lewis and the News kick, you guys. Let me know in the chat if you dig Huey Lewis and the News. I just think they're so hardworking. It's like a good, soulful rock, blue collar kind of band. Like everyone in the band is so damn good at, playing their instruments and playing multiple instruments. And I love that the music is so like the lyrics are positive, upbeat. It's just sort of a celebration of having a good time. Yeah. Well, there you go, Raymond. I think I'm about 12 seconds in, Gene. I'll let you know once we get going here. Nicholas says, Davey, to be honest, even though this is embarrassing, I own more shoes than possibly most guys. Nicholas, I think a lot of guys, like I said, it's this hair is just bugging me. Okay, got it. I know you guys can't see it, but I see it like out of the bottom of my eye, and it's just like driving me nuts. Yeah, collecting shoes is like it's become a real thing. They're so valuable. It's like collecting comics or something. So I don't think it's embarrassing. I think like love what you love and don't give a shit about what anyone else thinks about it, right? As long as you're not hurting someone else or violating the rights of other people, then yeah, love what you love, man. Oh yeah, I've seen American Psycho. Yeah, and I'm a huge Elvis Costello fan, which is great because when I saw American Psycho, I'm like, oh, I can totally see that. And I know, like I had mentioned this it was a late night with the Davy. I can't remember who it was that was on. Oh, I think it was Mark from Tales from the Shelf. But the crazy thing is, the band that became the news for Huey Lewis, they are Elvis Costello's band on his very first record, My Aim Is True. And they were called Clover on that record. And I think maybe there were a couple guys that were added for the news, but I believe there were the three guys in the band with Elvis that went over and were a big part of what became the news. So I think that's an even deeper cut there in American Psycho because of that. Love that needle drop in Deadpool and Wolverine. Is there a Huey Lewis in the News needle drop? I've not seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet. I tried to go last weekend and there weren't two seats together at any showing that fit Kate and mine's schedule. And I checked like a dozen or more openings. Yeah, and unfortunately, I've already had stuff spoiled, like scrolling through YouTube and Twitter. It's really shitty. Like, I wish that people would at least wait until the second weekend is done. Like, give people a chance because I had some cameo stuff spoiled. And, honestly, at this point, guys, I'm just sort of like, fuck it. I'll just wait until it comes out on streaming. Like, I'm sort of soured by the whole thing with Deadpool and Wolverine. It sucks to not be able to find two seats together at a showing. And I get it. It's great. The movie's doing well. But then to have something spoiled, even though you really are trying to go see it, it's not like I just decided not to. Yeah, sucks. Our family, Dynamite Tiger says, our family loves Zombieland. Well done, bro. Yeah, man. Huey rocks. Hell yeah. Patrick Bateman. He loves Patrick Bateman. Patrick Bateman loves Huey Lewis. Yeah. He's a big music fan, just like me. Don't really collect them, just have lots of shoes. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get the computer pulled up. Of course, I've been talking so long that everything went to sleep. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the film going here. So, guys, I am going to be starting. Let's see here. At the Columbia logo is going to be completely up on the screen. So the lady's there, and then the words kick in. And once the words are there, it says Sony Pictures Entertainment Company. I believe I'm about 15 seconds in. But the way that Netflix counts it is bizarre. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I think I'm about 15 seconds. 15 to, I'll be able to read off the time code later as we get into it. So, oh, yeah, dude, I couldn't judge it. You should see the shit that I collect, man. Your hobby shouldn't be embarrassing. You should be proud of them unless they're criminal, right? If somebody makes you feel bad about your hobby, I guarantee you, Nicholas, they either don't have a hobby or they wish they had a hobby like yours, or maybe they wish they were as passionate about their hobby as you are. So it comes from some place of like some sort of jealousy. And that's why they want to take you down a peg, because they see that you have something that they don't, and they want you to feel bad because they feel bad. I don't have a degree in psychology. That's what I think it is based on my experience. Yeah, Jamie, I can't. It's friggin' ridiculous. We have a Harkins down the road. They have showings all throughout the day, like every half hour. Every time I checked, the only place with two seats together is like the first two rows. And I'm sorry, I don't want to pay $30 to go watch Deadpool and Wolverine and have a neck ache when I leave the theater, you know? Um, it's really great dancing. That's like my favorite Christian Bale role. Easy. Uh, yeah, I'm hearing that people are not liking Trap either. Yeah, I've heard that people wanted to like it, and I've listened to watch Cecil from the Horror Show channel do a review. I watched his review yesterday, and he just seemed really frustrated with the whole thing. But okay, guys, we've been talking and hanging out for 27 minutes. We got 12 people in here. We are going to get the movie going. We are watching 2009's Zombieland, starring Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail. Is it Abigail Breslin? Is that who it is, or is it the other one? I can't remember. Oh my gosh, I think it is her. You can tell me. It's not Chloe Grace Moretz. I get them confused. It's Abigail Breslin, right? All right, guys. So yeah, we're 15 seconds in, and we are going to get things going. We're watching on Netflix. There is a link in the description below. I hope it works. So go ahead and check that out if you're not already on the movie. But we are going to get things started right meow on 3, 2, 1, play. All right. So guys, I want to know, you know how the characters in the film are all named after, the place that they live, the place that they're from? What would everybody give me what your name would be in a Zombieland apocalypse? I want to see that in the chat and in the comments. If you're watching this after the fact, let me know what your code name essentially would be in the Zombieland apocalypse. It's been so long since I've seen this. I love the style. It's just like a really fun comic booky kind of feel. The narration, the Eisenberg narration just gives me real big comic book vibes. Really fun special effects. And of course, yeah, comic book with the word. I kind of forgot about that, like all the rules popping up on the screen. This looks like the same football field from Dazed and Confused. That it's probably like every high school football field probably looks like that. Man. Yeah, they do a really good job setting this all up. This is pretty good. I don't know. Running zombies, you know how I feel about that. They're okay. Not my favorite. Oh, here we go. You got a double tap. Really appreciate you dropping by, Dynamite. Have a great rest of your day, man. What's happening, Coy? Great to see you in the chat, bud. We are watching Zombieland, and I really wish that it would tell me where we are in the film, because it only tells me how much is left in the film. And we're about 2 minutes and 15 seconds in right now. Unfortunately, a man just got killed while sitting on the toilet, so that's kind of a bummer. That would be a tough way to go. Jamie's code name would have to be Jamestown. All right. I would be Juno, not like the movie, but like the actual name, Juneau, a town named after Joe Juno. Coy says Zombieland Double Tap sucked so bad I walked out of it in theaters. I've never seen it. I've only seen this one, Coy, and I haven't seen this movie in like 13 years. I saw it in the theater, and then I saw it once on DVD. I have a friend of mine in Juneau. I went back there for a friend's wedding and my 10-year class reunion. So it would have been 2010. and stayed with a buddy of mine who was super hot on Zombieland, so watched it over at his house. But yeah, I really enjoyed it in the theater. Gene Whitcomb says my first time watching. Hell yeah, Gene. I hope you enjoy it. I think, it's a good one of the posters says Super Bad meets Shaun of the Dead, and I don't think that's that far off. Um, but yeah, it's a really fun, like, comic book style zombie flick. Ryan says, just got back. Have you hit the pen yet, Davey? Oh yeah, Ryan. Only once though. Only once. We got a naked zombie running in slow motion with pasties on. So it's a strip club. That's amazing. I love the guy running in the background with the beer. This is just super inventive. You really get to soak in and enjoy the joke. That's the great thing. A lot of movies, I think they move on so quickly. This way you really get to soak it all in. And guys, it looks like we're about 4 minutes and 30 seconds in, just so you know. The firemen are running towards the truck. There is a zombie aflame. Jamestown, New York is where I'm originally from. All right, there it is. So what's the code name thing? It was so in the film, everyone, the name that they give each other when they all like meet and become a group is just like the hometown, or it's like where they're from, just so that way they don't have to like be reminded of. I don't know if it's like a way of not being reminded of like the people you lost and stuff like that. So it's just a way that they can, you know, call each other, get to know each other. So yeah, just your hometown or where you live right now. Yeah, rule one, cardio, cardio, cardio. What do you guys think of Jesse Eisenberg? I know a lot of folks are mixed on certain performances of his. I haven't seen like every single performance. I think he's pretty solid most of the time. I mostly really enjoyed his Lex performance. I didn't really dig the whole kind of stuff, but like everything else, I like the way that they wrote Lex in Batman v Superman. I especially love the Ultimate Edition of that movie. I think it's one of the better DC films for sure, and one of the better Superman and Batman movies that I've seen in a long time. But yeah, not everything works in it for me, and the ers and the ums from Eisenberg's Lex, they're a bit odd. They're a bit odd for sure. Tyler says, love the title work on this one. Reet Rest and Paul Wernick wrote it. Oh, okay. They wrote all the Deadpool movies with Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, I recognize their names. There's a lot of, or a bit of a nod to this style in the opening credits of the new Deadpool. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could even pick up on that with like the, hyper slow motion and everything like that. What's happening, Destiny? How are you doing? Great to see you in the chat. Where the heck are we? We're right at about 6.5 minutes here. About 6:38. He's got a zombie in the car, which is pretty rough. But there you go. You just slam on the brakes. The zombie flies right through the windshield. That worked out well for him. But it ain't going to be that easy. Yeah, this movie really gets going right out of the gate. Koi says, I find it incredibly odd that watch channels don't have a timer on screen with the time running going. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I guess I've looked around. Maybe you guys can help me with a link in the chat. I've looked around to try to find timers. I know that Brett over at Good Real Hunting, they always have one going. That's definitely something that would improve this experience for sure. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, the band of Zombieland is Metallica. Yep. Jamie says Jesse Eisenberg is awesome. If I was younger, I'd be smitten with him. I like nerdy guys. You can still be smitten, right? What's happening, Robert? Great to see you. Bored at work writing standard operating procedures. So I thought I'd pop in. Well, we really appreciate that, Robert. We are watching Zombieland. It's been 14 years or something since I've seen this. So wild. Raymond's code name would be Geneva, not Switzerland, though. Everyone's saying what's up to each other. What's happening, Antonis? Great to see you, my guy. Great to see you. We are here at the spot where Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson are about to meet each other. All right. Yeah, Koi, find a timer for me that I can use. That would be awesome. I would greatly appreciate it. maybe there's something that I'm totally missing because I'm an old man. I don't know the new technologies. Yeah, Woody Harrelson's just so badass in this movie, huh? Killer hat, just cocky as all get out. We got a little standoff here. They're so cute. Antonis says, believe it or not, Zombieland is my favorite zombie movie. That's awesome, Antonis. Yeah, I think this one's really good. Yeah. Yeah, we are watching it on Netflix. Do you have a copy that you've got in? How many people in the chat are watching the movie right now? I'm curious. Raymond says I like Jesse more than Michael Cera, who he gets compared to. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would say Jesse is has a bit more range and just takes on different kinds of roles that I've never seen Michael Cera really do. Michael Cera seems to just kind of check or I'm saying check because it's in the friggin' thing. He sort of keeps with the comedy side of things for the most part. I feel like Jesse Eisenberg's kind of all over wherever he wants to be. Long live the Twinkie. You a Shaun of the Dead fan? Oh yeah, I love Shaun of the Dead. I think it's yeah, I think it's one of the best zombie movies out there. Absolutely. I love the slow moving zombie. I love the way the humor's worked in with everything. I love the fan service to so many other great zombie films. Yeah, really, really good stuff. Favorite Woody role, says Raymond. Yeah, it's tough to pick anything else. I mean, I love Cheers, you know. I think Cheers is great, but this is you have to have in a zombie film or even, you know, if you're going to do any sort of like comedic take on something that's, you know, more leaning towards horror, you have to have that character that's just like overly sure of themselves, like super cocksure, like Ash from The Evil Dead and of course, you know, Woody Harrelson here. Antona says, I'm not watching. I'm always here just chatting. Hell yeah, that works. Not watching because I'm eating KFC, says Jamie Hart. Oh, I'll put down that KFC. Put in the movie. This is hilarious. Just more comic book. I love these really creative, like transitions, you know, from scene to scene. Like there's been a wipe, there's been some cutout, you know, transitions. They just found the hostess truck here. They're looking down on it here. And yeah, we're at about 11 minutes and 12 seconds here. Necro says, I'm watching UFC. 2 more fights, then I'll catch up with Zombieland. All right, fair enough, Necro. Fair enough. Jesse with his keeping limber thing. Yeah, it's pretty funny. You got to limber up, you know. All right, once more for the pen. How about it? Jamie, you with me? What's going on? We've got 11 people in the chat, guys. If you are watching, please hit the like button if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe as well. Let's see how many subs we are from 800. Guys, we're at 796. 796. 4 more till we hit 800. Do you guys think that we can hit 800 before the end of the movie? Because the only way it's going to happen is if you guys go and bring a friend in right now, get them to sub, get them to jump on into the stream, tell them that there's nothing better you could be doing with your Saturday at 4:48 Eastern Standard Time. Antonis, I've not seen the sequel. I've only seen this movie, and this is just my 3rd time watching this movie. No, well, the cool thing is, Gene, you don't have to think of a code name. It's just, what's the name of your hometown? That's what your code name would be. It's great. Raymond says, hey, everybody, make sure you limber up and enjoy the little things and be a hero and double tap that like button. Well, I don't know. If you double tap it, does it take the like away? But I see your spirit, Raymond, and I'm right there with you. Antonis says Zombieland 2 was the last movie I saw in theaters before the virus hit. Oh, that's wild. The friggin' China virus, you know. What can you do? Ridiculous. Yeah, Gene. Jesse Eisenberg played Lex Luthor. Now I have a cat hair on my nose. Dreadful, dreadful. Raymond says, I would have taken some snowballs. They're good. You know, I'm kind of right there with what is Woody Harrelson's character's name? I know Eisenberg is Columbus, right? Is Woody Harrelson like Dallas or Austin or something like that? Yeah, I'm kinda with him. I think he says something where it's like, it's not about the taste of the coconut, it's the texture, and I don't dislike coconut. Like, I'm not like, like, I wouldn't like, I'm not gonna avoid it, but I do totally get the thing about the texture, and when I was younger, I wasn't so into it. I don't know if I've ever eaten a Hostess Snowball before. I've had Twinkie, Ding Dong, Cupcake. That might be it. That might be it for me. I don't know. I mean, well, what is it? Susie, not Susie Q, because that's the sandwich, right? What's the one that's the ho-hos? I love ho-hos, but I prefer their little Debbie counterpart, Swiss cake rolls. I fucking love that shit. Don't send them to me in the summer, but if you guys want to send me some little Debbie Swiss cake rolls, I also really like their oatmeal cream pies as well. Fun stuff. Ryan says, Davey, what's your thoughts on the upcoming Superman movie and James Gunn running the DCU? Um, is this actress famous and I just don't recognize her from anything else? Is she big? I feel like I recognize her, but I can't quite tell. She looks familiar. Anyways, I love that hoodie, that American Apparel yellow hoodie. Classic mustard yellow hoodie. Ryan, here's how I feel. I'm gonna wait until I see like a trailer before I can really judge too much. I think the suit has things about it that look really cool, and then there's spots like on the elbows and on the shoulders. It looks like a little bulky. It looks kind of like a motorcycle jacket or something like that. You know, there are like creases in the suit that kind of look odd to me in the still pictures. I think Corn Sweat has a really good look for Superman. Like I think he fits the role. I kind of wish the suit were a little thinner to sort of show off his natural muscles because it looks like he got into good shape. And you know, with James Gunn running the DCU, I think it'll go better than it went last time. I think he's got a good like, you know, temperament as far as like when to put humor in there and when to take moments seriously. I think we saw that pretty well for the most part in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And you know, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. I think ultimately it's gonna hinge on like who he picks to write and direct the other movies. And it's cool that he's taken the flagship. I think that's awesome. Like, you know, that's a good way to sort of like lead the troops and be the general. You know, now he's the general of the DCU, like being rebranded, you know. So I think it's just kind of a wait and see thing. I'm hopeful that the Superman movie will be really good. You know, I want it to be good. I think Superman is a really great character and there's plenty to explore. So hopefully they do a good job there. Antonis would be Tallahassee. Oh, Tallahassee is Woody Harrelson's character. All right. Well, Antonis, what would your Zombieland code name be? What's the name of your hometown? Yeah, but that was just for Zombieland rules. Yes, yes. Zingers or bomb. All right, there you go. I need to have a zinger. Is that the one that's got like the icing on the top too? It's like the sandwich with the icing on the top. Tyler says Shaun of the Dead is masterfully self-referential and pays the right level of homage. Fantastic. That's a great review. I think so. Yeah, to me, it seems like a love letter to what Romero did, and it has fun with it while still playing in the rules of that world. I think I mean, Hot Fuzz is really, really good. I love Hot Fuzz, but I think that I would take Shaun of the Dead as my favorite of the Cornetto trilogy, just because I'm such a big zombie film fan. Like Romero's my favorite director, so so I got to go with Shaun of the Dead. But man, Hot Fuzz is really fucking good. Javi Sanjo says, I'll fuck up some Swiss cake rolls, especially if I'm high. Yeah, I get into all that. Talk about texture. Like if I'm stony coy and I eat something like a Swiss cake roll or like a peanut butter cup, I like to push it all around in my mouth and feel like the flavors hitting my tongue, and this sounds so dirty. Just like to push it around my mouth and just really enjoy it as an experience because as you can attest to, I'm sure, when you're stony, there's a little bit of that, even if it's just a pen or something, you still do get a little bit of that, body high aspect. Jamie says, I love Woody so much. I can't think of what movie of his would be my favorite. Maybe People versus Larry Flint. Oh, yeah, that's a really good one, too. He is fantastic in that movie. Courtney Love is really good in that movie. That movie's just really, really damn good. Yeah. Now You See Me. I don't know if I've seen that. That's Eisenberg as well, right? Right? Isn't it? And it's about the magicians, right? Watch out, Columbus. She might drop a load on your bed. Is that who that is? Is that Amber Heard? She's toxic. Is that who that is? Strawberry shortcake rolls. All right, Necro. God, you guys are making me hungry, especially since I've been hitting this. She who shall not be named. Okay, that's who that is. That's wild. All right. Gene says, I'm from Bayshore, Long Island. Now live in South Carolina. So what would my code name be? You could be Bayshore. That's good. I like that. She's the bed sheet pooper. That's so gross. Jamie says, when I was pregnant with my son, I had a dream that my husband ate all the Swiss cake rolls and I was mad at him for the whole day. Yeah, Kate talks in her sleep. And sometimes when I wake her up to like move from the couch to the bed or something, she gets upset. It's funny. Like I don't think she's awake. She's like sleep talking, but she gets all like upset with me. It's hilarious. Oh God, you guys. Zub, I have not seen Deadpool versus Wolverine, and I was saying earlier that I've had multiple things spoiled for me. We're not even through the second weekend, guys, and I'm getting stuff spoiled for me from me. It's really frustrating, and I'm sort of at the point where I just want to say fuck it and not go to see the movie in the theater. Jamie says, now you see me as freaking awesome, Davey. I think you'd really like it a lot. I don't know where, like I saw it in the background somewhere, like I was at somebody's house or I don't know where it was, but it's like, I think the TV was turned down. So it's like I could read the captions and see what was going on. Maybe I should check it out. I'm so fickle about watching like newer movies. I rewatch a lot of shit. Necro says Woody has a small part in the movie Triangle of Sadness that steals the show. I've never heard of that one, Necro. What kind of movie is that? Yeah, I mean, he is a really charismatic, powerful performer, I think Woody Harrelson's one of those guys that people, a lot of times people can just sort of like dismiss because he's such an oddball with like, he was one of the first big celebrities that was like publicly out there with being an absolute stoner, which for whatever reason led to like ridicule. And then I know he like opened up an oxygen bar and stuff like that. People like made fun of him for that, for just being like sort of out there. But I think that there's like this like really, there's something that's really relieving about, or refreshing rather, about seeing somebody just unabashedly be themselves. And then when he performs in his roles, he really seems like he's able to let go and become that character. So he still brings a little bit of his own personality to these characters in the fact that he is a liberated guy personally. And I think that allows him to really step into all of these different roles like Larry Flint and like Tallahassee here and do a fantastic job. Nicholas says, Davey, just curious, have you fall asleep listening to ASMR? It happens to me 3 times. It happens to me almost every night, Nicholas. I think, have you asked me about the ASMR before? I know I've been asked about it in a live chat. Sarah Lavender is one of my favorites on YouTube. I like Cherie Lorraine is really good as well. Sometimes I just put on a Bob Ross playlist or a Bob Ross live stream because they usually have one of those going that's just 24/7 live stream. And or just fan noises, something like that. It helps me just find a little peace. And guys, we are let's see here. We are at 22 minutes and 55 seconds right now. They are bashing a zombie in the head at the grocery store as it lays down. Tallahassee just threw away the bat. This movie really doesn't waste your time. I think that's one of the best characteristics and qualities a movie can have, right, guys? Am I alone in that? I just, I don't think it's going too fast, and I don't think they're giving us too much information. I mean, by the time you're seeing this movie in '09, you kind of get the gist of what a zombie apocalypse is like, right? So I think that's the cool thing. This movie wouldn't have worked, at a different point in time, but by '09, they just they know that the basic rules. They're going to show you their new rules, and it seems like every scene of this movie, a character's meeting a new character and stuff is just, progressing swimmingly. Absolutely, Gavin. He is a legend. Yeah. I've never seen the theories here, Gavin, that McConaughey and Harrelson are related. I've never heard that. I mean, they seem like dudes that really appreciate the same sorts of stuff. Like, I could see those guys hanging out. Like, I mean, shit, like, I'd roast a bowl with both of them, right? McConaughey is a Redskins fan, just like me too, so that's, cool as well. Jamie says, "My husband's nickname is Woody, but it's not because he looks like Woody." Uh, would it be TMI to tell me why he's known for that name, Jamie? Did he get that nickname at a certain Dave Matthews concert? Raymond asks, "Do you watch The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs?" I don't. I used to watch Joe Bob, as a kid. I would see him on, was it TNT back in the day? So I guess like I saw The Last Drive-In, in my younger years, but I haven't been watching lately. I've just been so incredibly busy. Yeah, when I'm not working, I'm working on something for the channel, whether it's networking, booking people for late night, editing, making thumbnails, keep trying to keep my schedule straight for collaborations on other people's channels. So I haven't been able to like tune in at any given time to watch something. But I guess I could always like go back and watch those, right? So yeah. Uh okay, yeah. Yeah, Nicholas, check out Sarah Lavender. She's great. That's what I'm thinking, Gavin. Is it because he has a boner all the time? Like, be honest. And then she says, "I wish." Oh, naughty girl. And this is I hope there are some new people here in the chat still hanging out just so they can see how rowdy it gets with 11 folks in here just for a Zombieland watch along. This is great. Yeah, I think Natural Born Killers is really fun. Yeah, good shit. And the girls here are putting on their best con, you know. Terrible. Terrible. How could they do that? Ladies, how could you do that with your feminine wiles? We're at about 26 minutes and 25 seconds here. There's a little bit of a standoff in the back room of the grocery store. Gavin, do you think this is the same grocery store they shot Intruder in? Let me know. Triangle of Sadness is hard to describe, says Necro. It's like a dramatic satirical look at cultural hierarchy. Think the menu on a high-class cruise ship. Okay. All right. I've not seen the menu, but I've like read about it. I know about I get where you're going with that for sure. They played brothers in Ed TV, and ever since people have been saying they're related. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't see why they would hide that if they were related. Like, wouldn't it just be more beneficial for both of them? True Detective season 1 with Woody is fantastic. I have not seen that either. Guys, it's embarrassing all the stuff I haven't seen. Raymond says Emma Stone, this was the movie I got a crush on her in. Yeah, I kind of started crushing on her from Superbad. Love that smoky voice she's got. Yeah, she's cute. I think now that I look back, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't think she's like really that. I mean, I think she's a better actress than she is as far as just being like a smoke show, Like some actresses, you look at them and you're like, damn, I wish you could act as good as you look. I mean, actors too. Like Jessica Alba was always one of those performers where I'm like, sweetie, you're really beautiful, but I don't think you're really good at acting. I don't even think you're like kind of good at acting. Mud says apparently his mom F Woody's dad on vacation and they could be half bros. Oh, so they've confirmed that happened? Have they confirmed that happened, that would be an interesting. Wouldn't that be wild to meet like another person that became wildly successful as an entertainer? Which is a really rare thing to do, right? Just to become, to become that and then meet somebody else that has also done that on a different path. Then you find out that your parents, like one of each of your parents slept with the other one. That would be wild. That would be an awkward, regardless of who you are, that would be an awkward conversation, but even more wild given the fact that they're both incredibly successful actors. The truth is boring. It's because of his last name. Oh, no one calls me Woody though. Yeah, I guess because he's been Woody forever. I just ordered the Natural Born Killers Steelbook. Hell yeah! Please show it off when you get it, Jamie. I'd love to see what it's all about. Um, an early Tarantino script there for Natural Born Killers. Raymond says they showed Deadly Game last night. The movie that Eli Roth's Knock Knock is a remake of. It was actually really good. Yeah, that's the one. Is that the one where? Is that the one where the girls just sort of like take over the guy's house? Like they party one night and then they wake up the next day and they're still there. Is that what that is? Yeah, well, I mean, the problem with Natural Born Killers, unfortunately, Gavin, I think is Oliver Stone's, choices on where to put the camera, how to shoot, directing the film, how to shoot it, and then like, just a bunch of like in the editing part of it, like every scene seems like it has some different wacky filter and I think that sort of taints the film and I understand that from Tarantino's perspective. I think that Tony Scott, like with True Romance, I can hardly talk, with True Romance, which Tarantino also wrote. I'm sure you guys all know that. I think Tony Scott did a better job at like adapting a Tarantino script in a way that looked more like the way a Tarantino movie would look, right? Tony Scott just has that kind of style. Like it's a really, I'm not saying that he and Tarantino are exactly the same, but I think there are elements there that you can see in Tarantino's directing work. So yeah, I can totally understand that if I were Tarantino or, looking back at it, just imagine how much better Natural Born Killers would be if Tarantino had directed it. I'll have to check it out, Necro, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Everyone says it's so good. Yep. Gotta check it out. Nicholas, this watch along is taking it. Oh, I'm guessing you're talking about the Woody talk, right? It's pretty sweet. He's hanging out with his dog, his blue-eyed dog. And we are at about 3 minutes and 15 seconds, or 31 minutes and 15 seconds. I get to see a lot of her in Poor Things. That's what I heard, Raymond. Kate went and visited her mom and dad in May during Memorial Day weekend, like right around there. And yeah, she's like, we're watching Poor Things, and there's like a whole bunch of nudity and sex in it. Love the ending of the OG. Wasn't thrilled at the end of Knock Knock. I haven't seen either. Way better than Knock Knock. Okay. No, Ryan says, I know this is random, but I never found Mia Goth attractive. Talented actress, but I think she looks weird. Yeah. We all have our own like flavors and what we look for, right? So, I think she's cute for sure. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is, guys. Maybe it's like the older you get, you just stop. Like when I was 20, I had, in my 20s, I had all sorts of opinions about, hotties and not hotties. And, you're all jacked up with all your hormones and everything. Guess things even out a little bit as you get older. Yeah, I don't know. I think Mia Goth is like, what I think is really cool about her is that she's got a look, which I think, for actors and actresses, it's important to have a look where you can kind of go either way and you can play like all sorts of different characters, even an actress as stunning as Charlize Theron, like she played, I can't remember the actual woman's name. Is it like Aileen something in that, what's that movie called? I'm forgetting everything now. Something Monsters. I can't remember what that was. Or Monster. I think it's just called Monster. So even somebody that's that gorgeous can look like, not so much. But yeah, I think Mia Goth has a look that's sort of like, she can play a lot of different roles. I really dig that. Yeah. Uh, Necro says Michael Buffer, known for the "Let's get ready to rumble" in boxing. His brothers with Bruce Buffer, known for his "It's Time" in UFC. Yeah, they were separated as kids and discovered their relation through fame, and they both do. They both work with their voice. It's wild. It's wild. Mia Goth is unconventionally attractive, but her real voice is unbearable. Yeah, is she's like Cockney, right? She's got a Cockney British accent. Is that right? And I think I agree with you there, Gavin. Like, um, unconventionally attractive. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Visually, to me, Mia Goth gives off a Shelley Duvall vibe. Sure, she's got a little bit of those features like in her around her mouth for sure. Mia Goth is a good actress. Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. Aileen Warnos. Okay. Thank you so much, Jamie. Appreciate that. Davey, let's just say I have a very dirty mind. I just want to be honest. You know what? We all do. We all do at the right time, right, Nicholas? I think that's the important thing is knowing when to whip out the dirty mind. I guess you guys are all pretty much down for whatever. I dig everyone's sense of humor in here. Everyone seems to get along without taking it too far. So that's great. Tyler Adams, I agree. Oh yeah, visually that she's got the Shelley Duvall. Yeah. Yeah, maybe she could play her in like a biopic. I think like, with Shelley Duvall's recent passing, everything's been brought up again about the mental health and if what she went through with mental health struggles towards the end of her life was an after effect or caused by her experiences as an actress, because it sounds like there were some pretty difficult experiences, particularly during the filming of The Shining. I haven't like reread that. It's been a while because I remember when that story broke. It must have been like 5 years or more. Just pictures of her came out. She had that interview. Was it like a Dr. Phil interview, whenever that was, that sort of shed some light on all of that? So, maybe they'll do like a biopic that sort of explores that aspect of it. And yeah, Mia Goth could be a really good choice for that one. All right. Oh, you guys are so chill. Nicholas says, I always found Mia Goth and Shelley Duvall to be pretty. Yeah. I just don't even, I don't know what it is. I just don't even think about that stuff anymore. What's wrong with me? I'm 42. Have I just lost it, guys? Have I just lost it if I'm not out there, slobbering all over every actress? Guys, we're at about 36 minutes and 20 seconds here. The girls are in the car and they just pulled off the ring scam. It looks like they've been pulling off this ring scam for a while. Jamie says Kubrick was terrible to Shelley. He also told others not to relate to Shelley because he wanted her rattled and upset for the role of Wendy. Mm. Yeah, filmmaking is crazy stuff. And sometimes directors put their performers through an experience to get a desired result. And it's unfortunate. It's so difficult to say if that really has a direct correlation with where she ended up, mentally towards the end of her life. There's, people from all walks of life end up having, like deterioration as they get older, and they can slip into, those ailments and illnesses. But yeah, I mean, there's certainly something to be said for treating people the right way on set and being professional, and knowing like when to push and when you've crossed the line. Like, because sometimes it works out great. Like, if you guys have watched the commentary for the 2013 Fede Alvarez Evil Dead film, he talks about some of the things that he put, who put Mia through, Jane Levy. So he talks about some of the, like making her run in circles, like until she was like, out of breath before she would perform certain scenes. So then that way there would be a realism, like she would still be acting, but she wouldn't have to be acting about like her breathing or if she was shaking or whatever. So I think there's a certain amount of that that's like really a good idea because you want to capture a certain amount of realism in a film, right? Even something as wild as Evil Dead, like you want parts of it to feel real. You want the performances to feel real, especially because everything else is so fantastic. So yeah, I think there's a thin line there. It sounds like Kubrick was um, a unique guy in that way, and that it probably wasn't very easy working for or with him. But man, the movies are really, really good. Absolutely, Raymond. Yeah, yeah. Rest in peace, Shelley. I'd probably fall for their scam too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She really gets you, sitting there on all fours at the gas station with a skirt on. I mean, what are you supposed to do? How are you not supposed to fall for that? Nicholas says, I love Kubrick movies and he seems like a good director, but I never liked the way he treated Shelley during the filming of the movie. Yeah. There's so many stories like that, especially, decades and decades ago. I mean, The Shining came out in what, 80? 80 or 81? So we're talking a movie that's about 45 years old now, So it's like there's just a different way of doing things. And every director's got like their different styles. So yeah, it is tough. Every job has its risks and every job has its like uncomfortability. But yeah, seems like he was a bit too rough on her. What's happening, Matt Fatchy? We got Fatchy Cinema in the chat. Davey, you beautiful SOB, right back at you, Matt. We are watching Zombieland on Netflix, and we are at the 40-minute and 5-second mark. Emma Stone and Jesse Eisenberg are having a little quiet moment here. He's looking at her like he's never, looked at a girl before. Jamie says, according to Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise, he was really hard to please. Kubrick, yeah, like to take way too many shots per take, but the end result was always brilliant. Yeah, sometimes exhausting an actor. I mean, even like you hear those stories about Doctor Strangelove, where he would like George C. Scott, who plays the general in the little war room there. He would do like 20 takes. He'd make him do so many takes. And then at the end, Kubrick was like, now I want you to do a take that's just like so over the top, like be really broad with your performance. Don't worry, I'm not going to use it. And then those are the takes that Kubrick used for like most of his lines of dialogue. So it is, to a certain extent, you do sometimes when you're a director, you might have to manipulate. I mean, the actors are there to do a job, and the job is performance. So if you have to manipulate them, I know usually that word has a negative connotation, but I think when you're sitting in the director's chair, it's literally your job to manipulate the actors and the camera to get the result that you have a vision for, right? And even another story that's kind of famous in a different realm of medium is or media is Butch Vig when he recorded Nevermind with Nirvana. Kurt Cobain didn't want to do multiple guitar takes and like layered guitars, but Butch just kept on telling him, "Oh yeah, we actually lost like the stuff that you did yesterday. Like I lost all that. We need to do guitars again." And then he would take like a lot of those songs on Nevermind have like 4 guitar tracks, 4 or 5 or 6. He would do like the hyper distortion, the medium distortion, the mostly clean. So it's like he lied to get them to make the album that he had a vision for. So sometimes that's what you have to do. Mud says, Gavin says, if I worked with a director on Kubrick's level, I would let them push me to the edge of breaking if it meant the movie would change cinema forever. Yeah. Yep. I'd be right there with you. And maybe it's just maybe it's just not meant for everyone, and maybe Shelley should have exited if she wasn't ready for that. I don't know. I'm not going to put all the blame on her, and also that she could have ended up that way regardless. Such a classic. What do you think about Zombieland 2? Asks Matt Fatchy. I've not seen it, but judging from what I've heard in the chat, Antonis says it's good, but everyone else has not been so kind to it. Everyone's saying what's up. We got Ryan Olashow in the chat. What's happening, Ryan? Great to see you in the chat. How is everything going up there in, are you in Alberta? Are you in Alberta, Canada? What would your code name be if you were in the Zombieland apocalypse? Because everyone is named after their hometown. I would be Juneau, Ryan. I would be Juneau because I grew up in Juneau, Alaska. And we are at 43 minutes and 30 seconds. They are just about to start destroying everything in this gift shop. Gavin says Doctor Strangelove's one of the greatest movies ever made. It was worth it. Absolutely. I completely agree. I think Doctor Strangelove is hilarious in a really dark comedy sort of understated way. And yeah, I love me some George C. Scott. And of course, Peter Sellers is brilliant. Multiple roles. Love the black and white in Doctor Strangelove as well. Yeah, really good shit. Ryan says, just want to say, Dave, you do a great job pumping out the content. Your streams always help me out. That's so awesome to hear, Ryan. I really appreciate that. There's so many great people out there on YouTube creating content and going live every day. And, the fact that you guys come in and hang out with me so much is, I'm just so grateful and humbled and honored. And I'm just so happy to have a bunch of friends, really. Yeah, I'm trying to keep, Christian from Planet CHH said something the other night on one of his streams. He just did like an hour-long stream, and he had, mentioned, he's like, people always ask me, like, how do I get more successful on YouTube? And he's like, put a video out on this website every day. So like the last few days, I've been putting out videos every day. I'm going to be going live tomorrow, probably just about an hour. We're going to watch the first Tales from the Crypt episode together. So, and then on Monday, I've got a replay of my interview with Frank from Late Night with the Davey from Frank's Media and Reviews. That's going to drop on Monday. So I'm just always trying to have something coming out, something out there for you guys, and to hopefully bring in some new folks and grow this community, and just see where we can all take it, Ryan says Nirvana was the band that inspired my early years of guitar playing. Yeah, I think that's true for a lot of people. I think Nirvana is a great mix of really smart songwriting and playing that is tight, but like a little bit of looseness in there, like enough of a looseness that it feels like you're sort of in the room watching them practice, not so much. Nevermind is really slick. The recording is amazingly slick. The songs still have a rough sound, but very slick production. In Utero, though, that's you're straight up in the basement with the band playing the songs. Really awesome. Steve Albini crushed it in Utero. Gene, I think it's just sort of it's just one of the jokes they sort of have is hey, just in case we ever end up in a real zombie apocalypse, they're like, hey, these are the rules. This is how you do the best job, Uma Thurman almost died during Kill Bill, and look how much she still loves Tarantino. Yeah, Kill Bill's great. Really good shit. I prefer the first part, but the second part's really good too. Fun fact, during the filming of The Shining, Kubrick kept watching the movie Eraserhead over and over, saying that he was trying to achieve the same feel. Oh, getting a little bit of that David Lynch kind of inspo going. Yeah, that's a good. Thank you, Jamie, for sharing that. Gavin would be Cape May. So you'd be Cape May, and Gene Whitcomb would be Bayshore. Cape May and Bayshore. Love it. Raven said Zombieland 2 is fun too. Great cameos. Okay. You could just be Cape, Gavin. Cape is a cool handle. There you go. Oh, Jean, thank you so much. You're way too sweet. She says, Davey, you are fantastic, and I'm happy I found you. I'm really happy too, Jean. I know that we chatted and stuff on, Slaughtered Lambs live chats. I think I've seen you over on Dave McCrae's channel. So, and a whole bunch of you, in the chat that I've, sort of met that way. And I'd imagine that you found this channel in some way or in some part because of that. So, I'm so thankful that you guys gave the channel a shot and that you enjoy what we're doing here enough to keep on hanging around. It's awesome. Raymond says, Davey, how would you and Kate survive a zombie apocalypse? Yeah. Well, she'd have to she'd have to just completely listen to me and follow my lead because I'm the one that's watched the movies a shitload. And what I would do is I would want to find a store. So like in my hometown, there was a Fred Meyer, which is kind of like it's not Meyer like the Midwest Meyer. It's Fred Meyer's sort of like Walmart or Target, but it's a Pacific Northwest store. And what I would do in Juneau, they sold guns and ammo there and clothes and groceries. And I would want to hold up in one of those Dawn of the Dead style. So of course you'd have to go in, you'd have to kill everyone else that was in there that was a zombie. maybe the people that are alive too, because you want them taking your shit. But you could be able, the roof, you could have a helicopter, that could land on the roof. So you'd have a way to get out if shit really hit the fan. You'd have, at least for a while, there would be a lot of non-perishables there as far as canned food and everything. You'd have some fresh food that you'd want to get through as soon as you could. You have your gun and your ammo, and you'd have fresh clothes. So it would be awesome. There's even a liquor store in there. So you'd have that for a little bit. You have to ration that out. Ryan says George Clooney got into a fight with David O. Russell on the set of Three Kings. I've heard that David O. Russell is really, really rough. He did, what was the movie he did? Lily Tomlin was in it. And I think Jason, what's his face from Rushmore was in it as well. Gosh, why can't I think of that movie? But I heard that maybe Jude Law was in that movie. Help me out in the chat, guys. But yeah, I heard David Russell like called Lily Tomlin the C word and stuff, and like really lost it on her. And she's like, talk about a legend. Like, she's a comedic legend, and to mistreat somebody like Lily Tomlin, especially an older accomplished actress, I just think it's totally uncalled for. It sounds like he's a huge brat on set. Nicholas says, Davey, just curious how you feel about Vince McMahon. I don't like him the way he treats the whole thing around the Owen Hart death. I am not educated enough to really remark on it. I know who Vince McMahon is. I don't know enough about his life or anything like that. I'm familiar, like I know about World Wrestling Entertainment. I used to call it WWF when I was a kid. That's what it was called. Before the World Wildlife Foundation gave them the cease and desist on that one. But yeah, I don't know enough to really remark. The rules of survival. Yes, they are, Gene. Yeah. Three Kings is really good. Yeah, that's the thing, is sometimes like a really rough director and the friction on set can still create something wonderful. I don't think it justifies the behavior completely, but I don't believe in like a complete black and white kind of world. So if you're thinking with nuance, it's like, yeah, I think that you have to find that sweet spot of pushing somebody, and hopefully you're not crossing that line. Sometimes people do, and the work is awesome. Oh, you're too sweet, Raymond. You're a cool dude, Raymond. I can't wait to, once you're able to get to that Spirit Halloween store, whenever it opens up and you've got some cool stuff in there, man. I don't know if you have an Insta or if you share, your sweet man cave, your horror den, as it were. But yeah, I'd love to see. Yeah, Bill motherfucking Murray. Yeah, guys. Tallahassee and Bill Murray are hanging out. We're about 52 minutes on the dot. He's playing with his wig that he's got there. This is just great. This was such a surprise. And I think I saw the movie before I knew, like, it hadn't leaked out that he was in it. So it was a genuine surprise when I watched this in the theater and Bill Murray pops out. One of my favorite actors of all time. Especially comedic actors. Gene says, I'm a nice person. I always say something positive, never negative. That's not me. That's the way to be, Gene. I think being negative is easy sometimes. And I'm certainly guilty of that. Or guilty of, so maybe sometimes getting down on myself or something like that. But like I was saying earlier in the stream, I don't know if you were here, it's just important to remember that that's like not the only thing, and it's okay to want to pick yourself up out of that ditch. There we go, Nicholas. There were Fred Meyer where he grew up. Perfect. What's happening, Gory Tiger? Welcome to the chat. Hopefully you caught that. We are hanging out at Bill Murray's house in Zombieland. We're watching on Netflix, and we're at about 53 minutes and 10 seconds right now. Jamie says, I wish I had some fun Zombieland facts for you, but I haven't done any deep research into it yet. You know, I always just go like I could hop on over to the IMDb tab and check out the trivia over there and share some stuff with you guys. You know, we're having a fun time chatting, but I can certainly do that. Everyone's saying, what's up to Gory Tiger? Love it. Love the Huckleberries. Ooh, what is the Huckleberries? Is that a band or is that something from the movie that I just missed? Necro says, I finally got to watch Maxine since it came out on streaming. Whatever happened with that incident where someone on set was saying Mia Goth kicked them in the... You know, that's all I heard about it. And then it's like I didn't hear about it ever again. Oh, man. And Bill Murray just got shot. He's sitting down and he's about to say that he regretted Garfield. That's why you don't play jokes on people in the zombie apocalypse, you know? We're at about 54 minutes and 15 seconds here. Woody can't believe it. He just met Bill Murray. They were just playing Ghostbusters, and now Bill's dead and going to become a real zombie here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bill Murray's on the screen. It's great. Oh, Ryan, speaking some truth. Preach, brother. What About Bob is an underrated classic. I think it should have been an Academy Award winner. I think Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray should have won awards for that movie. It's absolutely hilarious. I love What About Bob. So good. So friggin' good. Raymond says he thinks the story with the Maxine thing is just a bunch of crap. Nobody trying to get money from a star. Maybe. I didn't see anything come from it. I saw it just get reported and everyone kind of flew off the handle and did their whole Twitter thing that as soon as you hear anything, you just assume it's true and trash and cancel the person instead of like really figuring out what the hell's going on. Oh, I Heart Huckabees. That's what Ryan was referencing. Yep. I Heart Huckabees. That's the movie. Yeah, Jude Law and Lily Tomlin. Jason Schwartzman. That's the Jason I was trying to think of. There we go. Yeah. You guys are fine. Love you guys. Hilarious. I love it. We're all friends here. Davey, to be honest with you, I like that you started, you know, I like that you're honest, Nicholas. Davey, to be honest with you, even though I like Ghostbusters, I never liked Bill Murray as an actor. Oh man. I think he's in so many good movies though. Like, what about, you don't like Scrooged? Scrooged might be my favorite Christmas movie of all time. Caddyshack, you know, I know it's a huge ensemble cast. I think he's great in Caddyshack. I mean, Ghostbusters, he's brilliant, right? And if you haven't seen What About Bob, damn, dude, him and Dreyfuss, amazing. And what's her name? Julie Haggerty from Airplane plays Richard Dreyfuss's wife in that movie. She's really good there as well. Down and Out in Beverly Hills is an underrated gem too. Have I seen that one? I think I have. I'm thinking of Slums of Beverly Hills. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this one. Maybe I saw it like as a kid. My parents like rented it or something. Nick Nolte, Richard Dreyfuss, Bette Midler. Yeah, I remember this one. I mean, I remember like it existing. I probably watched it on VHS in 1987 when I was 5 years old. I gotta revisit it because I really do like Dreyfuss. I mean, Jaws is like my favorite movie of all time, you know. Oh, and here we're in the flashback where we're seeing that Woody had a son. It wasn't a dog. Yeah. Yeah, they do a good job like earning some more like heartfelt moments here in the movie with it still being like it still leans on the comedy. Yeah. Necro says Bill Murray in St. Vincent was like if What About Bob was your babysitter. I did not see that. I got to check that out. What About Bob was your babysitter? Baby steps around the office. I'm sailing when he's tied up to the mast. They literally tied him up with a life jacket on, and he's like, Did you see me? I was sailing. It's amazing. Nicholas says, I'd never seen Caddyshack. I saw What About Bob because my grandpa used to watch it so often. Yeah, I love that one. Um, yeah, Caddyshack's really good. I mean, Caddyshack's one of the best comedies of all time. I would say top 5, uh, at least top 10 comedies for me. Yeah, that's a sad one, Raymond. Yeah, you're right. It's good though. It's good to like bring it back to earth a little bit, have some touching moments and then get into some comedy and some action. To me, it's reminiscent of like, I always kind of look to the really good years of The Simpsons where sure the episode and story can get really wacky, but there's always like some moments of like real heart there where the characters, come together. St. Vincent is also a musician. Yeah. Jamie says Richard Dreyfuss was at Scarefest last year, but I only saw him from afar. Had to be selective with who I was meeting. Prices had gone up from the year before. I regret not going to his line. Yeah, it can get so expensive, and you want to talk to everybody, but it's almost like when they're charging for the pictures and stuff too, you sort of like, like you feel bad talking to them if you're not like gonna buy something, or at least I do. That's just my own personal thing. But yeah, I mean, it gets so expensive. It's crazy. Like I would, when Kate and I were at H45, I wished I could have gotten more signatures, but sometimes the line was like so long. So I'm thinking, am I going to spend 2 hours of my day at this whole entire convention just waiting for one costly signature? I wanted to like hop around and, got to have really good chats with Ree and Reese from Halloween 2018. Talked quite a bit with Anthony Michael Hall from Halloween Kills, of course, and Weird Science and National Lampoon's Vacation. He was on SNL back in the 80s. What else? Breakfast Club, 16 Candles. I mean, shit, what a career. And Anthony Michael Hall is amazing. Like I follow him on Instagram, and whenever I leave a comment, like, I try to always leave like a thoughtful comment if I'm commenting on really anyone's, but especially, like a celebrity. And he's really cool about liking the comments, which I think is just awesome. Like he doesn't have to do that. That's super cool. So yeah, I think Anthony Michael Hall is great. Even though they could have certainly written him some better dialogue in Halloween Kills, man. Whatever. It's not his job to write it. It's just his job to say it. But yeah, I totally hear you, Jamie. Sometimes it can be tough. Like I wish, meeting Nick Castle, Danielle Harris, all that stuff would have been great. But I was just sort of like, I had a certain amount of money that I could spend. So I got to meet Rowan Campbell, whose performance I really love in Halloween Ends. Got Ree and Reese's signature, Anthony Michael Hall, Jeffrey Kramer from Halloween 2, and also from my favorite movie, Jaws. So that was really cool talking to him. Super nice guy. Yeah. Jamie says, I went VIP at Scarefest last year, so I didn't have to wait in line. That's awesome. So worth the money. I met David Arquette. He was my main concern. Yeah, David Arquette would be really cool to meet. He seems like a fun, kind of quirky dude, like in real life. I bet he'd be, get him and Woody and McConaughey in a room and smoke a fatty with them. That would be pretty fun. Yeah, it's pretty cool having those experiences with the with those performers that you've like. I've watched Anthony Michael Hall for almost my whole life. It's really, really cool. And to have them be so friendly and so gracious, like I got to meet Anthony Michael Hall's family. Like he was there with his wife and their baby, and he was like introducing us to his family. And I'm just like, man, this guy's just like so in love with life and so in love with, the community here and the fans and a great father. It was just, inspiring, cool stuff. Raymond says, I wonder if they were allowed to improvise at all. I'm sure Bill Murray was. Yeah, I would imagine there's some wiggle room, right? You like write a really tight script and then you let people sort of like add something at the end, or add a look or something like that for sure. But yeah, I mean, you got to let Bill Murray just sort of fly, right? Oh my gosh, Eli, you are too sweet, man. You're too sweet. Well, hey, I mean, you guys are showing up. You're spending your time here in the chat. You're watching the videos. You're engaging. how could I treat you any other way? Like, it would be fucked up, honestly, Eli, if I treated you any other way. But yeah, I think I really do appreciate that. I think that that's something that I'm always trying to be aware of is, the people that I see as successful, how do they treat others? And I feel like that's great. That's a good like guide for like, you could be you should be treating everybody like that the whole entire way. It's not just about like the end result, finding that success or reaching whatever goal you want to reach. It's about like how are you treating people on the way there. I truly believe that. So yeah, and I hope it's something I never lose, regardless of where the channel goes. So guys, I think we're just kind of, yeah, we are turning a corner here to get to, the third act of the film. We are at 1 hour, 4 minutes, and about 10 seconds here. The girls are just rolling up on the theme park. I think this is Six Flags Magic Mountain. I think I could be wrong. It could be like Knott's Berry Farm, and I could be just totally backwards on it. Yeah, Raymond, great point. Thank you so much. Speaking of Anthony Michael Hall, yesterday was the 39th anniversary of Weird Science being released. Weird Science is a great movie, guys. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure a lot of you have. I bet Jamie saw it in the theater. Yeah, Weird Science is so good. I love that movie. Great performances. My girl Judy Aronson from Friday the 13th, the final chapter, is in Weird Science. She is just, her and Barbara Crampton. It's funny. Earlier we were talking about actresses. My two celebrity crushes on actresses are Barbara Crampton and Judy Aronson. I think they're both 60 years old, or I mean, or older, 60 at least. I think they've both broken that. And oh my God, I have such massive crushes on those girls. I was able to tell Barbara Crampton last December that I had a crush on her, which was really cool. I met her and I got her to sign a picture from We Are Still Here, which is a fantastic haunted house film from 2015. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend you check that one out. It's really cool to see Barbara Crampton, or B Cramps, as I like to call her, just in something a little bit different. I'm no true goat. Maybe one day I can be a goat. We'll see. Jamie says he was super cool, commented on my camera being old school. I said, old school, that's how I roll. And he laughed. Most people do pics with their phone. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's David Arquette. Okay, that I just wanted to make sure I knew who you were talking about. Yeah, most people do. The pic on the phone is like you can immediately tell right away if it's good or not. But yeah, I guess if you have a nice camera, like I've got a really cool, a Canon camera that sometimes I use to shoot videos, but let's just be honest, the webcam to me gets a great picture and it's just so much more convenient and easy. Yeah. Boom, and there it is. Yes, I saw yeah, we can just like assume it. Seriously, let's make some shirts up. That would be really fun. I saw it in the theater. Watched Weird Science again yesterday. Yeah, man, such a fun movie. Rest in peace, Bill Paxton. Absolutely. I love Bill Paxton as a performer. Really, we did lose him way too soon. And yeah, sucks. I saw that next year Jaws will be 50. Is that true? That is true, Gene. And when I met Jeffrey Kramer at age 45, he told me that they are arranging something similar to what like age 45 is. So it's going to be a Jaws 50th celebration. It's going to take place in Martha's Vineyard. I haven't heard anything about it since then, but it sounds like Jeffrey would be one of the big guys that would be heading that up. So yeah, we'll see. Man, Martha's Vineyard's really, really expensive. I'd love to go, but I don't know if I could afford it. Yeah, my favorite movie of all time. All right, and so the Hummer just went into the water, just crashed through the boots into the water. We are at 1 hour, 7 minutes, actually 1 hour, 8 minutes exactly. The girls are firing on the zombies who are coming from all sorts of directions, and now they've got to climb the tower. Yeah, I'm curious. Do you guys know what theme park this was? I've been to most of the theme parks in the LA area, but I didn't grow up near there. So for me, it was always like a visit, you know? So my memory is a little foggy. I friggin' love Knott's Berry Farm, though. I think Knott's Berry Farm is my favorite out of the ones there in LA. I love Knott's Berry Farm. The rides are so creative and cool. They have some really old school rides that are great as well. I just think the variety that you get at Knott's Berry Farm is great. I do really like Six Flags Magic Mountain as well. It's got some pretty fun rides also. Raymond says they drew the zombies' attention turning on the lights. Shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. Columbus just wrecked the motorcycle. All right, we got 9 people in the chat. Nicholas McMath, are you out there? What's our like count at? Let a brother know. Ryan says, I just love your enthusiasm in each live stream you do. Thank you so much, Ryan. You know, it wouldn't be any fun, right, if I showed up and I was like, hey guys, yeah, let's watch this movie. And then I just sat there like eating food, you know, you gotta bring that energy, right? You gotta entertain, make people want to come back for more, make people want to jump in the chat. Did I miss, Ryan, did I miss what your name would be in the Zombieland apocalypse? Just the name of your hometown. I would be Juno, Juneau, not Juno like the movie. Hell yeah, Tyler. Tyler, what would your Zombieland apocalypse name be? I gotta know. I gotta know. And maybe I'll jump in here and do a little poll. Just a little funsy poll. Let's see what we got. Yeah, they're on the ride, like going up and down. They just flung up with a zombie hanging on. Oh, some of the CG is a little rough, but hey, this was 2009. So let's give them a break, people. And let me see about getting a poll going. I'm curious. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. There we are. Okay, start a poll. There we go. Would you survive in the Zombieland apocalypse? Let me know. Get that poll going. Jamie says, I have plans for shirts when I return. It's probably going to say, I saw that in the theater, ... with my name on there somewhere. Not sure what orientation yet, but I do have plans. That's awesome, Jamie. I think that's a great idea for a shirt. It's so good that I wish I could steal it from you. Jamie says, I can't stand watching watch-alongs when they're all quiet. What's the point if you're not going to interact? I've seen some where, you know, like collaborations even where I'm just like, man, this is a bit like a lot of dead air, you know? And granted, you know, like sometimes, yeah, we talk about some stuff that doesn't have to do with the movie, but it's not like I worked on the movie and this is like a true commentary for the film. Like, I think we're talking about the film, you know, a good amount here while still just letting the conversation flow, right? Similar to what Kate and I are able to do when we're both on live with you guys as well. There you go. Tyler would be Livermore. So we got Livermore. We've got Bayshore would be Gene Whitcomb Bayshore. Cape May is Gavin. Jonestown is Jamie. And those are the only ones that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm so sorry, guys. There's a little ASMR. I really let you down. I'm so sorry. We have fun here. Jamestown. Sorry, not the Jonestown Massacre. It's Jamestown. All right. Ryan says, I'd be Tomeball. Tomball? Tomeball? I don't even know how to say it, and it's such a simple looking name. Jonestown's a bad place. Right? Like the goat? Yeah. I'm sorry, Tyler. What's happening? Ashton Luck is in the chat. Welcome in, Ashton. Hope you're having a great day. We are watching Zombieland on Netflix. There is a link in the description below, and we are at about 1 hour and 13 minutes. The girls are stuck on the ride at the amusement park, and the boys have shown up just in time. And yeah, man, this movie really doesn't really slow down. I mean, yeah, you get that little bit of a break with Bill Murray, and then, the serious kind of round table, everyone's sharing like their, tragedy a little bit while they're playing Monopoly, but it's not like it's slow. Never in this movie are you sitting there thinking, did this really have to be in there? I think that's a lost art, man. Like editing film, you guys know from following the channel, you know how I feel about movies that go on a little bit too long. Man, if you could take 10 minutes out of your movie and not have anyone looking at their watch or thinking about why they're seeing something on the screen that they don't need to see, then your movie's going to be way better for it. And leave the long movies to like the people that are fill the frame with intense detail. Like leave those movies to people like Kubrick. Not everyone needs me making 2-hour movies. That's the point. Raymond says it would depend on if they were fast or slow. So, well, Zombieland. So, in this particular world, would you survive? Like in the Zombieland apocalypse? For sure. Yeah, everyone's saying what's up. I love it. I love it. Gene says, I hope I would survive a zombie apocalypse. Yeah, I hope so too. But, you see these movies, and the reality is that most people wouldn't. Ashton says, I kind of liked the Bill Murray cameo in Double Tap more. Oh, yeah, spoiled it. No, I'm just joking. I've not seen Double Tap, but it spoiled it. It's freaking 5 years old, right? Jamie says, I would absolutely live through a zombie apocalypse. Me and my trusty baseball bat. There it is. And you know what's great, Jamie, is like in a zombie apocalypse, like you wouldn't have to hide your little nasty smoking habit, right? Because not enough people would be around to even see it. So you could just be out there like flicking cigarettes and bashing heads with baseball bats. It would be amazing. Gene says this is the first time I've been in a watch along and watching the movie. That's awesome, Gene. What do you think? Do you like it better? I would imagine it's got to be better, right? If you actually have the movie on, even though admittedly it's not like I'm talking about every moment in the film, but I'd imagine it's got to be, little you feel your bearings a little bit better, right? Yeah. How dare you spoil that movie that's 5 years old, man? The sequel is fun. Okay, I guess it's worth a watch, right? Yeah, I'm gonna put you in the YouTube timeout, Ashton. What roller coaster has a two-person car? Um, I have seen roller coasters with two-person cars, right? Um, or is this a joke? Is this like a Laffy Taffy joke? Because I've seen, I think, yeah. When I wrote like the Viper at Six Flags Magic Mountain, yeah, there's two people in the front. Yeah, because the very first roller coaster I ever went on, I was 17, and it was the Viper, and I was in the front car, and it was friggin' terrifying with my buddy Dave Johnson. I swore the entire time. Double tap is double the fun. All right. So it really just cuts to the chase, right? You know what I got to do while we're in here is how do I make people, let's see here. Boom. Manage block words, standard monitor group. Okay. Maybe I'll upgrade you here to a managing moderator, Jamie. I'm going to make you a standard moderator. I want to read more about what the difference is. Yeah. But I know you do a really good job of that. So just in case somebody ever gets in here and starts saying weird shit, let me know if that came through like on your side, if it worked out and everything. Look at this fucking clown. Oh yeah, he has a thing with clowns, right? He really doesn't like the clowns. Oh jeez. Oh, now he's hand to hand. Had to be Wichita. Uh-oh. He's such a good-hearted nerd, isn't he? Isn't he? Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Jamie, I don't know, like, again, the managing, I don't this channel's so small, I don't think I need to worry about making anyone a managing moderator because it seems like that just gives so much more, that's for, like, when you really need people you know, to hold the reins on the live chat, so we'll just see how it all goes. "You're gonna die, clown!" From Billy Madison. Oh, yeah. That's a great, great line there. I don't ride looping roller coasters. Oh, don't ride looping roller coasters. They make me sick. You just close your eyes, right? Jamie's in charge now. I know. Watch the fuck out, people. Do not piss this girl off, all right? I shall wield it well. Yeah, wield it like Corey Cunningham wields the wrench in Halloween Ends, right, Jamie? I like her gloves. I like the leather, with the fingerless leather gloves. She's pretty cute here. She's got that smoky eye thing going on with you know, back in that time, the chicks were wearing the eyeliner a little thicker. Got eyeliner like she's in Green Day. Just don't throw it around like anyone in dodgeball. Necessary? It's not necessary to drink my urine, but I do because it's what does he say? Because it's what's the term he uses? Damn it. Because it's sanitary and I like the taste. Never use the manager function. I think it's a little redundant. Yeah. Yeah, bigger channels. Yeah, it seems like maybe if I needed people to like heart certain chats, you know what I mean? Like if I needed a moderator to like keep out for like, hey, you want to answer this person's question? Like I need help with the chat kind of thing. That's what it looks like. Boom. Congrats, Jamie. You're Davy's first wrench woman. Oh yeah. Well, and I could probably throw a couple more around. I don't think we need very many. So what I'll probably do, guys, is like, if there's a stream where Jamie's not here and I know that there's somebody that's been in here, you know, so that I can just that I know I can trust with that. Not even like knowing that I can trust. Because really I just want somebody in there. Because there've been like 2 times where I've had to kick somebody out of the room because they're just saying weird stuff. I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. And then I've had people show up and somebody was saying something about spewing some sort of weird like horror movies or Satan's business, or I don't know, just something that's like shut the hell up. I would like to not worry about doing that, having to kick them out myself. More Justin Long can't ever catch a break. What happened with Justin? What did I miss with Justin Long here? Was it some other movie? Was he in this movie and I totally missed it? Oh my goodness. Fuck is like get a room. Oh, poor Justin Long. Yeah. He can't he's in every did I miss a cameo of his in here? Or is he in Double Tap? I feel like I totally dodgeball. I'm so sorry. Ashton, I've been hitting the pen. I'm just not in top form, but I'm just not in top form. Yeah. Oh yeah. They are the worst. We don't really get them here. But maybe. Once I get that 1,000 subs, we'll start getting some trolls probably. Yeah, wrench to the face. Yep. No, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I should have gotten that. We were just talking about that. So I have no excuse, Ashton. You're totally all good, man. You're totally all good. And yeah, is the movie already sort of rounding out here? Man, this movie is such a breeze. It's like hour 27 with credits. So we're already we're there. The Escalade is taken off and we are on the credits. Jesse Eisenberg played Columbus. You got Woody Harrelson as Tallahassee, Emma Stone with Wichita, Abigail Breslin as Little Rock, Amber Heard as 406, and then a couple other people that went by. Bill Murray as himself. Tallahassee gets his Twinkie. That's right. I don't have any Twinkies. Kate wouldn't let me have any in the house. I mean, I'm just saying that. It's not like she told me that specifically. And they want to play Ghostbusters Frozen Empire for me now. I've not seen that. I haven't seen any of the newer Ghostbusters movies. I've only seen the first two. Kind of wild, huh? Well, hell yeah, guys. That was Zombieland. We are all wrapped up with the watch party commentary end of it. I can hang out for a little bit more, guys, if you'd like. Maybe we can whatever you guys want. You want to ask me a couple questions, you can ask me some questions. I'll hang out for a bit. I will close the poll here. Is it 100% yes on the poll? That's amazing. 8 votes and everyone's like, fuck yeah, I'm surviving this shit. I love it. You guys got that's feeling pretty confident, pretty positive on that one. Let's see here. I had a stalker troll for a long while. Hopefully he's gone for good. That's no bueno. Awesome, Gene. I'm glad you had a good time with the movie. It's a really fun movie. Absolutely, yeah. And I guess now I'll have to watch. I'll have to check out Double Tap. Maybe I can do a first time watch with you guys. Ashton, no. I talked about that at the beginning of the stream. Kate and I tried to find a showing last weekend that we could go to. I couldn't find 2 seats together that weren't in the first 2 rows, and I just didn't want to, sit like this to watch the movie for 2 hours. So haven't seen it yet, and unfortunately, I've had a couple things spoiled just scrolling through YouTube and Twitter. We're not even like halfway through the first or second weekend, and things are already being spoiled. So I'm kind of bummed out, and I'm almost like soured on wanting to see it in the theater at this point. I'm sort of like, F this S, should I get rid of Twitter? Because it seems like all there is on Twitter is like inflammatory political stuff, people drawing lines in the sand over every little stupid thing, and then people spoiling movies for other people. So I might be out on Twitter, guys. Plus, no one cares about what I tweet. No one. Next zombie watch along could be Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. I've not seen that one, Tyler. All right. There we go. All right. So Raymond thinks that Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse would be a good one. Yeah, it's the friggin' worst, dude. And I get it. The movie's been out for a week, but come on. Like posting it just to be cute on Twitter. Excuse me, unexpected burp. Like, get out of here with that. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to get in. Ryan says, I recently unsubscribed from a channel known as Mr. H because he spoiled 3 movies. Yeah, there's this guy that's like DC Comics fanboy or something like that. And he's been doing a bunch of behind the scenes, like shots of Superman and stuff. Most of it's just like really cool, like keeping you up with what's going on. Some fan casting, like polls and stuff like that, mostly harmless. But I scrolled through YouTube yesterday and it was like, what was your favorite variant cameo or whatever? And it had like 4, like the pictures of the cameos and the name, like just the whole thing. Like I didn't even, just scrolling through, I saw it and I commented on the thing. I was like, man, this movie hasn't even been out for hasn't even had 2 weekends and you're spoiling stuff. And I unsubbed. Yep. Yeah, Raymond, I think that's a good idea. I think I said this last week, guys. I'm sort of at the point where it's like, if I'm already convinced that I want to see the movie, then I'm going to stop watching trailers. Like if I already want to see it, if the first trailer got me hooked or the teaser got me hooked, I'm done. I didn't need that last Beetlejuice trailer or the last Alien Romulus trailer. Like I thought they were not as good as the trailers before them and showed more, but like stuff I didn't need to see. Even the Joker trailer, the second trailer, didn't make me more excited for the movie. He straight up showed a scene in Joker where Joaquin, oh, gotcha, way back. Yeah, that's brutal. Yep. Man, it's so rude to spoil movies for those who haven't seen it. Some people just don't consider other people. Yeah, and I think especially on Twitter, you're like, they want to get those clicks, right? So they're like, yeah, what version of this or this thing from like I've seen so much from Deadpool and Wolverine where people are like even like already turning pictures into memes and stuff that are pictures that spoil things. And so I'm just like, you're just trying to get those friggin' clicks. And I'm just like, I might be out on Twitter. I already like have enough to manage with YouTube and Insta, and I think that's enough for me. I would be more active on TikTok if I were younger or if it were my full-time job. But I'm never going to be younger, and we'll see about the second thing. So yeah, guys, I think now's a good time to just sort of wrap it up. They even spoiled one of the cameos in the final trailer. Oh yeah, I didn't watch that final trailer, so I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, because I was just already convinced. Yeah, so maybe we'll be able to see Deadpool and Wolverine sometime this week. I don't know. The weekend's really busy, so I don't think it's going to happen this weekend. And I'm going to be going live tomorrow night. I believe that one. Let me check really quick for you guys. So the Tales from the Crypt watch along or watch party is going to be tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. So it's going to be 6 p.m. out here for me in Arizona. And yeah, Jamie says I left Twitter 2 years ago. Life has been a lot more sane since. Yeah, I think I remember you saying that. Maybe I should just go ahead and pull the plug. Apparently, Jason Blum admitted in an interview that he shows everything in the trailers. Yep. Yeah, he wants people to go. Yeah, Raymond, so far, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think the teaser for Long Legs is enough. That's all you need. Then you can go into the movie and just enjoy it. Yeah, I'm right there with you guys, Ashton and Jamie. Yeah, Facebook. The only reason why I have it is like to stay in touch with classmates pretty much. Hell yeah, Tyler will be there. I know Tyler wants all the spoilery talk. And we got Lamontre coming in at the end. Lamontre, we were just about closing out. But we watched Zombieland and had a total blast. That movie is so much fun. What a great like comic book style zombie comedy with just enough heart to give you goosebumps in the right moments, but keep the movie moving and exciting the entire time. Jamie says Twitter wasn't helping me get sub. Yeah, I can't even get anyone to follow me on Twitter, so it doesn't even matter. Like nothing I do on there gets traction. I don't even have 500 followers. I'm not nearly inflammatory enough on Twitter. But yeah, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this watch party of Zombieland from 2009. The film celebrates its 15th anniversary in October of this year. So it was really cool to jump on with you guys and watch on Netflix. For everyone watching after the fact, let me know your thoughts on the film in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and sub if you haven't already. And of course, link in the description for the film over on Netflix. At least hopefully it's still on Netflix by the time you're catching this if you're watching on the replay. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with me. You have been amazing in the chat. I will be back tomorrow night, August 4th at 9 p.m. Eastern. We are going to watch The Man Who Was Death, the debut episode of Tales from the Crypt that aired 35 years and 1 month ago. Or it was, June 10th, 89. So 35 years and 2 months. And we'll be watching that tomorrow. And then, yeah, the work continues from there. I'm actually going to hop on a call with the Twisted Locker guys out in Wales, and we're going to shoot a couple Tales from the Crypt collaboration episodes as well. So, yeah, guys, really appreciate you all coming in and hanging out. Hit me up in the comments. It really helps push the life of the stream here. And yeah, until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.